with experiments in a lab, and my work could cure blindness. And I think that's pretty rad. It's a disease of the retina inside your eye at the back, and it causes loss of vision as central expanding black. It's the leading cause of blindness in industrialized nations and the third largest worldwide. There are already too many patients. Macular degeneration is its proper name, and Queensland's UV light damage is one thing to blame. The others are smoking, genetics, immune system malfunctions. The damage stops the cells clearing waste with their usual gumption. The waste products build up, triggering oxidative stress, which leads to chronic inflammation and eventually cell death. By the time it's diagnosed, cells are already dying and dead. Now, this isn't the best, but we have an unlikely friend. The silkworm spins threads bound by a natural glue. And I'm here to share what that glue can do for you. It's currently a waste product of dyeing and weaving. For silk fabrics and medical sutures, I just can't believe it. We've been letting the best part just wash out to sea. Millions of tons of it annually. And there's much more than just glue. There's antioxidants too. And, even more exciting, I've made a new method to max the antioxidants saved. The overall plan is to replace the dead cells with protected new ones so they aren't instantly felled. I'm using the glue as a thin film or scaffold to see if I can grow new cells to replace the dying and old. The results are in. The eye cells love their new pad. They attach and multiply, and that makes me really glad, because the next step of this process is to test for protection. Is living on this glue film enough to protect them from dying and the damage caused by oxidative stress? So I'm mimicking that waste buildup and putting them to the test. Regardless of that outcome, we've got a new film type that supports eye cell growth, and that's worth its own hype. And if my antioxidative hypothesis is true, the film will fight oxidation so the cells can live through. To start the cleanup mission and win that chemical fight, that's how I'm using silk to save your sight.
Did you pick on macular degeneration? What brought you to this?
Well, I love eyes. I have had a fascination with eyes since I was 3 years old, and I got my first pair of glasses, and I was sitting in my optometrist office, and there's this cross-section view of the eye, and there are all these different parts to it, and all I had ever seen was the front. And so being able to work on the retina is just amazing. It's a bit of a lifelong dream, actually.
I'll ask one about how did you decide to present in the rhyming couplets?
I don't just do science. I am also in a band, and I'm the lyricist for that band. So when I start writing, I tend to write in rhyme almost out of habit. So I had a 3-minute thesis, and that's just nowhere near as fun. I get to do props and I can move around, and I wanted to take advantage of being able to use that format. So when I started writing for this, it came out in rhyme and I went with it.
Can you tell us about what the consequence of macular degeneration is on the individual and the community?
Absolutely. Imagine that you've booked a trip to celebrate your retirement. And by the time you actually get there, you can't actually see any of the sights that you wanted to see. Because in the middle of your view, there's this patchy, blurry blob. That's macular degeneration. You focus on your loved one's face, you try to watch your grandkids blow out their birthday candles and you can't see that. You can't drive anymore, you lose your independence, there's a high rate of depression. It's just awful for the community and for the individual. So I want to do something about it.
Fantastic. Once again, let's put our hands together for Natalie.